said to me just now that you really thought the diagnostic process and the programs you activated were very relevant. Just tell us a little bit about what happened.
It was an interesting experience because we were practicing as practitioners and simulating working with somebody who was completely disabled, who couldn't hold the practitioner disc for themselves. So the person who was working with me, was John, stood behind me and he held the disc and ran through the cycle. I didn't feel anything, nothing at all. But when he was finished, when he went through the chart with me, the things that he'd highlighted where he had got a reaction were completely relevant to exactly what's going on in my life right now, the areas that would need to be looked at or the programs that needed to be worked on.
Right, so how did you feel about the fact that it was so accurate?
Oh, it was amazing because I didn't feel anything. I didn't even feel his hands behind me or anything. So as sitting there, it was as if nothing was happening, but yet he got all this information that was completely accurate.
And the fact that he's got the information that's completely accurate, that sort of, how did you feel about the fact that this was able to get that information?
It was quite amazing. It was even more amazing because he's good and I'm not. And I did it with him and his information was completely accurate too.
Oh, when you did it with him,
yeah,
his information tied in exactly with what he knew.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know any, I mean, I'm not a healer, I don't work as this, it's just, that was like an experiment and it was completely accurate for him too. The thing where I got reactions on his behalf, it was completely accurate for him too.
And how do you feel as a practitioner that would give you confidence with a client being able to accurately
to
give
diagnose
them that information? Yeah.
Well, a long time, and he's really, really good and he's really tuned in. So, you know, I could have thought, well, it's because of his experience that he got all that information. But I didn't have a clue what I'm doing. I just followed the instructions, basically, and got really good information. It was really accurate for him. So it really, it's you don't have to have special skills and abilities as a healer to be able to diagnose and help somebody and get information. So it's all programmed on the disc. It's all scientific. It's not something I'm doing. It's not a skill and ability that I have.
Okay. Great. Thanks for.
You're very welcome.